All right, everyone, we are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Joel, your chief host of the show, and joining me, as always, is none other than my co-host Noble.
Good morning from the bottom of the world.
Oh yeah, it's another shiny new morning, and there's just a lot of the past week or so down here. It's yeah, to say the least.
And if you're in my state, you can turn around and start having a barbecue on your car bonnet because it's ass hot this morning.
Yes, well, it's been a couple of days like that. Whereas here, it's actually not too bad, not too bad. Nice and warm. We've had a rainy last couple of days, but it was great. In a I can't wait to leave the heat sort of way. So that's where we're at right now. Joining us on the show today, we have Evira.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Friday wherever you are in the world. But oh my goodness, Noble. Yeah, I'm literally the entire opposite of you. Today it was in like the low 30s. We're supposed to have snow tomorrow, and I'm not a big fan of the snow because that means I have to shovel the driveway and scrape ice off of my vehicle, and it's just a whole big conundrum, and I hate it. Oh my goodness. Uh yeah, and you're like, oh, it was so hot today. Yeah, it was like 32 today. Crapola, man.
Well,
Uh,
technically, we are opposites.
and it's just so weird to think like that. You guys have Christmas at the same time we do, but for us, it's like the snow is like a magical thing, and it's like, oh, Rudolph and his nose and the snowstorm, but it's summer
Avira,
for you, so it's totally backwards, right? Like,
9 times
yeah.
out of 10, that is true. However, we have had white Christmases in Australia before.
What? In summer? No.
Yep.
In your lifetime? Have you seen one?
Yes. Twice in a row. Well, 2 years in a row, sorry.
No way. That's weird.
Oh,
Gotta love the late
Okay, fair
90s.
enough. Like, I mean, I have seen it snow in late April here in New York, like Long Island. I've seen it snow in, I think it was like April 28th or something. It was a weird flash snowstorm. It was freaking weird. So maybe that happens sometimes. I don't know. But everything's backwards in Australia. I mean, my goodness, man, your toilets flush the other way. So, anyways, I hope everyone enjoys the show tonight, and I'm looking forward to all of our incredible topics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Joining us on the show, we have Beowulf.
Jack of all trades, master of none, adventurer of many places so far. Well, actually, in the past week. Also,
Oh,
it's been warm here. It was like 40, 50 today.
that's actually considerably good for winter in the US.
I want my cold back. Jackal doesn't do good in warm.
Could be worse though. I think some people yearn for a not so cold winter.
Yeah. I mean, a little less wet for Chicago last week would have been nice, but it was fine. It was cold.
Probably and blessed for suiting and blessed for a lot of other
Oh, it
things.
was ideal outside to be in fursuit.
What I wouldn't give to go fursuiting in winter proper. Anyway, joining us on the show today, we also have Drake.
Hello. It's been the weather in Southern California has been the typical perfect weather 95% of the time. So not too hot, not too cold, the Goldilocks zone apparently.
I can relate because that's exactly the temperature range that we have for winters down here in the Australian cities.
I mean, it's a little chilly, but we haven't had much. The rain season picks up a little bit on and off. But, go ahead.
It's the wind that kills you, not the outright cold down here.
Yeah. And there's a lot of traffic these days over here too for all the holiday season, I guess. I don't know. Nothing's open past 8 anyways.
No surprise there. But anyway, well, it's at least we all have different experiences in the Christmas time. But anyway, here's what we're going. Yeah. We got stuff to start with.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
picture of the week is this. You're gonna like this because this is the picture of the week was actually tweeted and posted by the White House themselves, the US government.
Oh my goodness.
Minecrafty Trump.
Is this no? This is JD Vance approved, right? It has to be.
Well, it has to be like Mr. Trump in a Minecraft skin of Mr. Trump. Oh my goodness. And the fact that they actually tweeted this on their official Twitter account.
Yeah, man. We live in a meme world for sure. This is pretty bonkers.
It's crazy, like, you know, how the three of you, you know, Drake, Beowulf, Vera, I think, like, your sitting president basically has gone all in embracing the memes. It's nuts.
Like, this is the most powerful, one of the most powerful people on the planet. And yeah, I mean, he's winning the meme war, that's for sure. Bro, did you remember when JD Vance embraced like the meme of him looking all inflated and goofy and stuff? It's been crazy. And this is officially so was this meme posted officially by like a US government sort of thing?
Yeah, at White House.
Yeah.
From the White House, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, JD Vance approved. Yeah, 100%. Okay. What? And the mainstream media didn't talk about it? Like, they just don't care anymore? If Obama made something like that, that would have been headline news.
But it's not. He's not relevant. He's not here and not relevant anymore. Ow! What a shame. Now, the funny thing now that I have to say is this though, is the reaction to this, of course, has been very mixed because of course, you know, it's great that, you know, we have the most, you know, pro gamer president out here in the world right now, but there are also people who, upon seeing this, have sworn to make their mission to never buy a Minecraft or Mojang product ever again because of it.
And Minecraft will forever be in their debt.
Oh, no.
No, it means that there's one game that they can never ruin then. It's Minecraft.
I don't know. And then it'll become a classic 10 years from now.
It already is a
You
classic.
know that at some point someone's going to do something to ruin Minecraft for everyone.
I
thought
mean, if you
Furry's
thought
already
the
ruined
Minecraft
everything.
movie was basically the thing that ruined Minecraft, that's what we first thought.
How long has Minecraft been around? Since like 2008, I want to say.
2011 was when it first came out to me.
And didn't
And it was
require
still
that
in
much
there.
graphic power.
But look, the point
No,
is,
it didn't really need it because like the fun factor was there, so it didn't really need super crazy graphics, right?
And now they're
Kind
going
of
to
like
movie.
Minecraft too. Yeah.
oh my goodness,
What happened?
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so crazy. Like you've seen there are some crazy reactions, people tweeting about how they'll never ever think like this, never ever buy or whatever Minecraft again. But at
I
that
had
point,
enough
it's
people with the
free play.
same concept. I given up. It changes all the time.
Now, granted, I haven't played Minecraft since like what, the past 3, 4, 5 years, but that was not before all of this happened because, you know, friends got me into the game again. But man, oh man,
They've changed a
Like,
lot,
yeah.
good sir.
So, what's next now? Like, what's the next? What do you think is going to be the next game? The White House is gonna, you know, embrace? Because I mean, they did Halo a couple months back.
I'm actually trying to start a game company with a friend of mine. We are actually playing with Higgs AI, and we're pretty much made about a lot of breakthrough in about a week, believe it or not. So we're playing around with different method of storyline generation and all that stuff, and then going over it ourselves. So who knows?
Right. But of course, this is one of those things where you're like, yeah, I can't wait to see what the next meme the White House comes up with is, or what the next game they're gonna meme on.
They memed a lot of stuff this week.
Oh well, this whole year. I mean, first it wasn't. If it wasn't, first it was just Pokemon. Then then they memed Halo. Then last week we talked about how they memed Frank.
The lockdown memes. Those are my favorite. Not the lockdown. The what do you call it? The funding, whatever it was. It was the shutdown memes. That's what it was called during the shutdown. Yeah.
Oh, what? There we go. So if you want to, so I guess now this would be a really good time to be a gamer.
Yep.
Right.
But I'll say the cost of RAM has skyrocketed, so don't upgrade your computer right now.
Don't remind me.
It's not just RAM; it's any NAND chip. The price has gone up significantly. So if you're looking at buying a smartphone in the next couple of months or 12 or year,
I need 128 gigs of RAM minimum for my supercomputer. Someone will figure out a way to get around that.
Minimum RAM? That sounds like quite a lot.
It's just a heavy requirement. Like, most people with PCs will just settle for 1632 or 64 if they want to max it out.
I mean, if you really want to do some basic shit, you can get away with 8 gigs.
Yeah, but even then, I'm not even sure. Well, I'll ask myself another time if they do sell a 32 gig RAM stick. But
for what?
Well, right now DDR4 is pretty well still mainstream, so you should still be able to stick with that. And so
but I'm up the next system already, so DDR5.
I usually wait till one system behind and then get a lot of free stuff.
Speaking of, okay, before we move on, this is another big week for Noble and I because of the whole shit they're pulling down in Australia. Okay, Boombox's live comment. Is Minecraft going to be blocked in Australia because you need to be 16 on the net? No. That only applies, the age verification thing only applies for social media down here, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it. It's literally you all in the, name of protecting children, you have to be 16. But, yeah. So in all that sense, so yes, we know about it. It's come into effect this whole week down here. And, people are going to find ways around it. So the whole concept of age verification is just going to be, dead in the water in that sense.
Oh,
just remember, anyone out there, VPNs are bullshit. Don't trust the bastards. You've always got SSH or remote desktop.
Hey, that's like another form.
Yeah, or you don't have an online identity. Like you can just join websites and just make up a username and lie. That's very easy to do.
What you can, Avira, setting up an email without a phone number is getting to be a real pain in the ass, and finding services where you can get messages sent to activate an account for an email address is also a real pain in the ass, but it is possible to do. So yeah, have fun. Just don't go with Google.
Oh, yeah. That's why I own my own domain name. I can set up as many emails I want.
Hell yeah, man! I got my own domain name too. Let's go.
Met some phones in Furry Tell and figure out how to get my own numbers.
That's it, man. Yeah, easy. If you know what to do, it's easy to do. Now, I'm sure teenagers will get it. Imagine, what about the teenagers now? Is there a backlash of all these TikTok? People probably around the age of, I think exactly. You have to be 13 to join TikTok, right? TikTok, you can be 14, 15, 16, go on TikTok. That's allowed. But now in Australia, it's not allowed anymore.
You have to provide your your ID to verify that you're at least 16 years old to be able to use social media.
Well, yeah, how do the companies even regulate that? Because companies would have to. So what? You have to take a picture of your driver's license and send it to an
No, like,
online
or-
company
or
like
no, no, no.
TikTok or something?
ID card.
So the
Yeah.
way I've seen it work is that you have to look at your camera, and the service will turn around and estimate how old you look.
That's bullshit. No. What if you look way older or younger than you are? What the crap? No,
Then
that's
you're
not
fucked.
cool.
Well, it depends on
No,
the
that's
confidence level of the
stupid.
person.
Avira,
Nah.
one teenager told the news that she got around the whole age verification thing by using a photo of a mother.
Yeah, right? You can put on a fake mustache or do whatever the bunkers. Like, yeah, easy. Okay. Teenagers aren't stupid. Like if they're addicted to social media, they're gonna get on social media. Like you can't really yeah, good luck enforcing it. And then what? What happens if they break the law? Or is this just like a ban? There's no like criminal charge or
I
anything,
mean, they
right?
say it's not a ban. It's more like it's a delay to having the accounts. That's what they
That's
propose.
It's
the other-
not the people who are going to get, from what I understand, it's not individual users who are going to get into trouble. It's the companies that will, for not trying to put in some kind of limitation or make it difficult for students to get
PPRD
on.
requirements, I think it's called. But yeah, I've seen that happen on certain sites now that require an account, including like driver updates for NVIDIA and all the other stuff too. I'm not against getting the account. Everyone can get an email address in this date and time. It's easy. And if you want something a little more professional with a company, you probably have an associated domain to represent, and that's part of your agreement with that company as a contract. But yes, it's digital IDs are becoming a thing. I'm already on the system. I just got my passport this week, and they gave me a really fancy smancy one with an RFID tag and everything on it. So, so I'm pretty sure I'm being tracked now.
Yes, and that stuff. But yeah. So I suppose now this comes the time where we'll move that aside and we will talk. And now we have the big events that crown every single year, the crowning event of every single furry, the biggest con, Midwest
MFF.
Fest. Yeah.
Well, it's
It
not
is now the
biggest.
biggest con.
It hasn't been
What?
biggest since 2023
In
because
terms of
Anthrocon just ran away with it. Like they've just continued to run
okay.
away with it.
How many attendees did they have? Like each one, like Anthrocon and MFF.
I think Anthrocon had like 20,000 or something this year. 20,000 or
Wow.
22,000.
Over 20,000.
I think so. Don't hold
That's
me to that
impressive.
number, but I think it was either this
Okay.
year or last year they broke that 20K mark.
Well, apparently, that's a very lucrative business for getting 20,000 customers.
Yeah,
I kind of believe it. Yeah.
And MFF hit their ceiling, at least temporarily, because they grew by like a fraction of a percent this year. They grew by like 20 people.
Because I've been seeing a large growth, and even like one in Florida, Megaplex. I didn't realize in the last 5 years, or actually the last 4 years, they grew a ton. They were slow all the way up to 2018, and during the lockdown, things slowed down. But 23, they pretty much exploded.
Yeah, lots of people have stopped, other than AC. Like MFF literally hit their ceiling because they went from like 16,870 last year to I think like 16,890 this year. I don't remember the exact number. I didn't go to closing, so
they should have it published. But I mean,
good luck because they had what? There was 44 countries. Hold on, because it was. But if you go to FurFest, you can because they did publish that. I remember that.
And there's some stuff you might have to find.
44 countries, which is pretty wild to think about. There was 44 different countries represented there.
Wild to think about. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 16,925 attendees, and I think last year was like 16,870 some. So it's like they grew by like 50 people.
That is crazy how close that is. Like you would think they grow by like a significant percentage point, but no.
Yeah, I think even Anthrocon grows by like 14% still. Like
At least, yeah.
it's wild.
year or
Like,
year.
MFF just stopped
Okay, it's
because
incredible.
they hit that 14,000 mark, and a year after because they went from like 11,000 to 14,000, and then it went 16, and then it's 16 again. So I mean, they've leveled off.
Yeah, okay.
So in that case,
So-
there's like literally no room for growth in in MFF or what.
I feel there is, because the Donald Stevens Convention Center that they have been at and plan to be at for several more years at least. There are conventions that go there. Granted, they probably have daily turnover, as in, people aren't there for the whole weekend. But the record Donald's Convention Center has is like 75,000 people.
Right. So there definitely is room for growth right there. It's like it's a big space, and Rosemont is basically the convention space in Chicago proper.
No, Rosemont is just like its own thing. You can go downtown Chicago and go to a bigger convention center.
Oh yeah, naturally, of course, there's that.
But Rosemont is right there at the airport. You can't beat it. Food options suck, but MFF took all but one exhibit hall this year. Because
right. I suppose in that case that explains why there's no other there's no other little expos going on in that same space.
Well, they had the World of Oddities expo.
Oh right, isn't that
again
like the
year.
the weirdo taxidermy new age
yeah.
stuff? I knew it.
Yeah, they had what was the old dealer's den, and then the dealer's den moved downstairs. So they had the entire ground floor of the convention center and most of the upper floor as well. I mean, there was one wing that was not the MFFs. And I've heard rumors alone,
yes,
that they may be taking another hotel's convention center nearby and adding on.
Right, like considering that you have the space of that one, you have the space of Hyatt Regency, and then what's the next the hotel that's right the most adjacent one to
Well, not the most adjacent one, because the three Hilton properties basically went out of block because they can make much more money if they're not in block. So that's why they aren't in block. But there's the Crown Plaza, which has its own convention center that's 2 stories that they want to also acquire.
Whoa. Okay.
So you have
like
2 hotels and their convention centers and a dedicated convention center.
Yeah, that means of course there's a whole lot of room in that, like event space, like it becomes the whole city of Rosemont just becomes the whole big block convention.
Which I mean, it kind of already is. There's like, good luck finding a cheap hotel room in Rosemont when MFF comes in. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, or if even any convention that hosts
no way.
happens, no, that's not going to happen.
Hey, maybe
You
it's
probably have to.
start
Chances
another
are you'd have to
convention.
take a train or a finger across.
I also heard rumors for that too. Like, there are rumors of another summertime Chicago convention potentially being seated.
Yeah, but that aside, the potential for growth aside, so how was the the experience of MFF this year was different from the past couple of years that you've went there?
Yeah, I did some extra things. I had sworn off staffing at different conventions several times until this year, so I gave things a spin and got rewarded, I guess you could say.
Right on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I definitely wanted the perks, but
As per usual, MFF was Ambulance Con. There were only, I think, 8 or 12 this weekend that I was
8 or
aware
12
of.
ambulances deployed to the convention space.
Yeah, there was one basically parked in front of the Hyatt like the whole time.
Oh my goodness! Wait, because they knew there was going to be a problem, or it was just there as a precaution?
It's there because MFF has the Rosemont police are there.
Uh-huh.
They
That makes
also
sense.
have an EMT company there
They're prepared.
because
Oh, yeah.
MFF doesn't like their people. Their people are kind of like the watchers, like they watch and observe. We're not.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to touch people or do anything or intervene. You're there as the eyes of the other people. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Um,
So how many people went to the hospital? You said between 8 to 12?
No, 8
For
to 12.
what?
8 to 12 went in ambulance.
Oh, okay. In an ambulance. So, but well,
They-
that means they're on track to the hospital, right? So obviously.
Yeah. There was. I know for a fact there was 2 cardiac events.
Oh goodness.
At least 3 overdoses.
As you would expect, this does not surprise us.
Is that
It's drug con.
and that's separate than the
Drug con.
drugs? Like
My
so,
younger
you have
days,
two drugs things and like 3 cardiac.
I know for a fact there were at least 2 cardiac events, as in that was it heart problems or was it drug related? I do not know. I just know that it was cardiac events. One person OD'd and almost died in the dance.
OD'd.
Yeah, overdose.
My God.
Yeah, just like
What are they? What are they on? What are the
Yeah.
kids on these days?
I mean, you know how people
from
basically take
what
all these
I
party
gather,
drugs.
What I gather, it was something that was laced with fentanyl.
More than likely, I was about to suspect that stuff is strong.
Yeah, probably.
And I personally got I wouldn't necessarily say assaulted, but someone very nearly tackled me in fursuit. So I was very confused, very concerned.
Do you think they knew who you were?
They were either A, out of their mind drunk, or B, half drunk, half on drugs, because they stared at my badges for a couple seconds, shouted out my name, and put me in the biggest bear hug I've ever been in my life.
Oh boy. Okay, so that could be
Wolf.
interpreted in a few different ways. Maybe they're in love with you. You're my fursuit crush. Yes, you're here, Beowulf, my love.
Yeah,
And then they
No,
just go for it. Or you know.
The reaction time between when I saw them look at my badges, look at me, and then start to move towards me and just shout my name was delayed. So
See.
something, it was in their system. But I was also in full suit, could not see, and all of a sudden person just grabs me in bear hug.
Oh yeah, that's not a good situation.
No, that was my personal worst situation that happened. There were other incidences, one of which involved the Rosemont PD. There had one of their, I think I heard that one of their officers did get hit by traffic, who directs traffic for the crossing of the fursuiters.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Is he all right? Is he alive?
As far as I'm aware, they were transported to the hospital and were fine.
There you go.
I think they were injured, but I don't know like how badly or anything like that. So, because the weekend for me was very much a blur. There was
Yeah, right. Like you've got
scheduling issues. Some of their scheduling needs tweaked. Like that's some of the stuff that I have a personal gripe with several of their people. But you know, that's me personally.
I mean, they have to figure out how to lay out a lot of events and a lot of things over the span of 3 days and time it right. Like especially for an event of like with 10,000 plus,
Oh yeah, like
it's a
Oh.
big challenge.
they did a lot of things this year that were new that I'm aware of. One of which was they Twitch streamed stuff instead of streaming it on YouTube, which was very interesting.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. Nothing wrong
Anything
with it.
towards on YouTube at all?
I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna edit things so that like they can give props. I just hope that some of the stuff was recorded because none of the stuff on Twitch is saved.
I don't really like Twitch streams. I've tried them a few times.
Yeah.
I think my name is misspelled there, so that's probably why no one can find me.
I mean, there are better alternatives to using Twitch, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes.
Well, you can
Yeah, but
multi.
why wouldn't they want it to be
Why
recorded?
do
Like why bother?
Yeah. Well, it's just you can multi-stream, man, this date and time, so you could do it all. You could do none.
Exactly. Stream to Twitch, stream to YouTube, stream
it's
to
free.
wherever it is you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All you have to do is insert codes. Like you insert
Copy
a
and
stream
paste.
code,
That's it.
and
That's
there you
it.
go. But they none of their stuff is on YouTube. So I have no idea if they're going
It's
to publish
possible
that later or
that's
not.
because YouTube doesn't have a policy on AI and stuff like that right now, yet that I know of, because you can have AI scan through YouTube feeds, but it will not see some of the Twitch stream. Like right now, there's a piece of stream on Twitch, and I actually just fed one of the stream to AI about the other day when she was live, and it couldn't figure out what it was looking at. So they may be blocking it. on
Interesting.
certain-
But
Yeah,
that's
That's
interesting.
possible.
they have a
Yeah.
different policy. Yeah.
Aside from that, now, as with the all things, MFF, I think we do have to talk about the big elephant in the room that happened at Midwest Fur Fest this year.
You mean people
Oh,
should have been
yeah.
walking around with doggy bags?
No. It gets even better. Now, you guys remember Trans Killer who came to a free for all,
Well, that's one of
and
the
he'd
elephants
been
in the room.
a
That's
major
exactly
troll for a
so.
lot of cons. Oh, that's not what you're
one
talking
of
about.
the room that we wanted to talk about. We will talk about that one, but we'll talk
Oh,
about VP
okay.
main elephant in the room. Yes. So let's start with this since
So
you've
what else happened?
graciously raised this up. We'll talk about this, like how a familiar face got assaulted here. All right. So we've got this.
Wait,
Let's fire up the audio. That is.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
Wait.
this is the guy
Yes,
who was
that
at
is
free for all
how,
with
a
us.
familiar face.
Anyways, look at this. At MFF, it's freezing out. There's snow everywhere. This dude splashes a cup of water on him as he's just standing there.
No, hang on.
This is
That
just
wasn't
there.
water. That
Yeah,
was
that was a
colored.
drink.
It was
So
juice or something, yeah. Alright, let's start this over.
Hold on. Go back a little bit.
Okay. To the moment where the man got splashed.
Yeah.
Or at least the person running away.
Yes, there's the guy. He basically splashed the thing. Let's go back to the main thing. He splashed the thing and did a runner. So he
Yeah,
splashes.
It's a bottle of juice or something.
Yes. Then he does a runner.
Maybe Gatorade. Yep.
Okay,
And no one stops him. No one does anything. I
Yeah,
think the guy he's
and
talking to said that was stupid.
Yeah, and in the thing he
But-
says, the guy was doing was just, wearing some, tire, waving a, carrying a flag behind his back, and just
The
standing
worst-
there menacingly.
The worst thing that person did, other than being in their outfit, and I
the
heard
flag that
people
says
saying that they were
Italy.
speaking Russian. So that's
I don't.
hang on a minute.
That's the thing.
Hang on.
That's all he does.
Pouring liquid on someone, can that be considered assault?
that is
In-
considered
Yeah.
assault technically.
Yes,
Okay.
because that could be piss. That could be acid. Hell, it could be something strawberry juice.
Okay.
If they're allergic to strawberries, they could die. Yeah,
Okay, we get
that's a
we get-
crime.
If this was Australia, it would have been a what? What how old were those kids? They were like 4 and 5 years old. This woman was walking a pram along the road on the footpath, and they thought, oh, we'll just pour acid down on the little shit. Yeah, that's what they did. They got a hold of some chemicals and just poured it over this woman, and she was just walking her baby down the street. Now, that's the type of thing that happens in Australia. So, yeah, if this was Australia, that would have happened.
Well, this guy, he goes to pretty much every fur con he can in his local area, and I've met him in person, before. He's pretty chill. He's basically just a troll, right? He's a funny dude, awesome, and he wears these elaborate costumes and that's why when he went to Free for All, he dressed up as like a transgender soldier because FFA was more of a right wing thing, so he was trying to trigger the right wingers there about what the fuck is a trainee doing here, stuff like that. So he's pretty funny. But and then he goes to MFF, with the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. All right, cool, whatever. But he's not hurting anyone. He's just chill. He's having a good time. And then he gets attacked by some coward who runs away, and everyone's laughing. The guy in the beginning of the video who was yelling at him, "What are you doing here at this place? What's this place?" And then he gets attacked, and then he starts clapping like a drunken seal. Yay! Do do do! Clap clap clap! like a happy monkey. Oh my goodness!
Well,
what was that about?
That particular individual, being I know, is banned from MFF, so they're not allowed to be on MFF's property. But
he said he wasn't.
They're not.
Okay,
that street corner is public property. I've talked to the people. I like them. They're chill people. Everybody wants to, oh, they're the bad people because they're doing things that we don't like, and it's just dumb. Like they're there to troll, and the reason they go is because people give them attention like this.
Exactly. And who's he hurting?
This isn't the only time I saw them get hit with drinks.
Oh yeah, I've seen this before.
Because there's another one on X somewhere that someone just yeets a cup at him.
Was this when he was at MFF or a different con?
Yes, that was this year.
Okay, yes, so twice at least. Yeah.
Yeah, and
but
last year someone threw like a pink drink at him.
Oh shit!
Because it was all over the sidewalk in front of him, and it's like, guys,
yeah.
If you wouldn't give them any attention, they would go away. But people get drunk, and then they do stuff like this.
Or maybe they're just drunk on their own radical ideology. Who knows?
I mean, that would have had more impact last year when the president won again.
Well, when you're drunk, you're a lot more looser. So,
well, as things stand right now, it's just. I just find it hilarious that in contrast to all this, you just basically see with fursuits in the background walking around and then later on in the video, one of the guys recording the troll was a guy in a pup hood.
Yeah, right? What the heck? It's goofy, man.
It's goofy. But alas, that was just one of the few things that happened as part of, the crazy that happened in Midwest Fur Fest this year. The other one was the elephant in the room. The yes. The literal thing that literally makes you say, I've seen some stuff in the most literal way. Werewolf, as the guy on the floor, so to speak. What was this whole incident about?
You might have to elaborate a little bit.
Right. So let's post up a picture that was posted on social media here. Guys, are we for real right now? And here we've got, pictures, a little mess that has been cordoned off both traffic cones, and somebody posted, taped a note with USPS. I pooped at MFF, artwork here, and they didn't even clean it up. Heart symbol.
Okay, so this particular incident that went around and everybody went on about.
It's such an animal. That's the reason why I'm kind of stepping back.
This happened in the dealer's den. The dealer's den is in the Donald Stevens Convention Center. MFF can only politely ask for their cleaning crew to come do stuff.
Oh no! Wait, did they shit in the con space? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
No.
There was this instance in the dealer's den. There was also an instance in the Sky Bridge.
Okay.
There were 2 poops, at least, that happened.
Okay, 2.
Okay, only 2.
I see.
These
They didn't even need the litter box.
particular instances were believed to have been a service dog or service animal
Oh.
that potentially
that
gotten
changes everything.
ill.
Right.
I see. That
If it
changes
was a
everything
service
then.
dog at all, because the whole emotional support animal that are not actual service dogs.
I get it now. It's the same group, the same reason why I step on landmines a lot.
The same thing that service animals signal their owner when they need to go outside.
Yeah.
Training.
Emotional support animals may or may not have that training. So they just kind of poop.
You would hope that if someone had an animal that they were allowed to have indoors, that they would at least get them, I don't know, trained properly. But unfortunately, that's asking too much from.
Legally, in some places, you're supposed to pick up your own animals' waste things, and some parks would even say that. So, yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like this. It's just courtesy to do stuff like that. Accidents do happen.
Considering that MFF is happening in an indoor space, it does seem like a bit of a mess. That
Yeah, you could
say that animal basically leaves its droppings, and then of course they have. The crew has to go up there, cordon off with traffic cones, and then of course, the guy on the internet basically slaps down that USPS post-it note for
Well, I mean, this was in the dealer's den. It is.
I'm assuming dealers are stacked with people, but someone would have simply just said, "Don't."
If you have
hundreds,
if you have a service dog. Like, you should at least carry some plastic baggies on you, like in your pocket or something. If there's an accident, if it happens, all right, do your best to clean it up, right? There's no way nobody didn't see this doggo pooping and just, leave it there, right? Like, if you're the dog owner, come on, at least be responsible, right?
Bring some extra
Like,
material.
that's the simplest thing.
Yeah,
a couple of baggies in your pocket or something, right?
Yeah.
Avira, do yourself a favor and don't ask people for too much.
Yeah, especially furries.
That's the bare minimum to ask, right?
No, it is not.
Yeah, no, this was
a
very unfortunate circumstance that happened, and then because MFF doesn't have any cleaning supplies, really. So it's like they have to ask everybody, hey, can you get your security to come do this? Hey, can you get can you come and have your cleaning team come?
And see if they have someone that may have some cleaning materials. But the venue generally has cleaning crews, but I don't know if they're around the clock or they're during the daytime or night. Yeah,
they're there pretty much while MFF is there. But
usually someone's there. Yeah,
it's just you have to coordinate, and you have to call this person to call this person to call this person, so then you can get a cleaning crew.
That's why there's Telegram.
Yeah, but not everybody. Not everybody's going to be on Telegram, and it's like
I know. But I mean, there are management tools now to set up different channels during events.
You're talking to a bunch of 50, 60-year-old guys who run a convention center.
Getting them to use an IP phone's tough enough.
Getting them to use a radio is hard enough.
Right. And of course, while we're on the topic of the dealers' tables, though, the dealers' room.
No, please don't.
Right. Yeah. Let's just say, I mean, of course, there's word that there's been some interesting dealers, but of course, we will not say much more than that.
That was a whole deal that I personally was honestly about ready to not go to MFF over that whole deal, and then it's like, well, the reason behind the delay on that particular incident was because they had to contact their legal team.
Right, because of the whole nature of the questionable, items that they were vending.
Well, legal team and how to, politely ask them to not attend, kind of thing.
And
Wow.
yeah, I heard about that. The one booth was selling some sort of phallic things. I guess I found their website.
That
And-
were modeled and cast from real animals.
Yeah,
Oh, what the? Okay, that's interesting.
that's
And
actually interesting. It's
several
actually
real-
fascinating that they got into the dealer's den. I thought they did a lot of vetting ahead of time. to
Oh,
find
no.
all the shops.
I have more information on the vetting process because I learned the horrific vetting process that they actually have.
Oh,
Yes, their vetting process was one dude got 24 hours.
To go through the whole list of potential vendors and says, yeah, approved.
Yes,
No.
that
oh my goodness.
24 hours, one guy to fill the dealer's den.
No, it
That
sounds
was
like
the
it's easier
vetting
to
team.
actually upload that to an AI and say, okay, what are the summarize it all for me.
Oh, it's even better than that because the table in general went and proudly posted as their listing when you Googled them, what they did. But
Yeah.
the
I did.
second all this drama happened, they changed it.
Yeah, it's I just found it. Yeah, the 24-hour I can imagine be rough on a person to do it. They should have gotten about a week to do that. But with modern tech today, you could literally upload it. It'll give you a summary of what they sell and sometimes screenshots, and you could just go over it in about a day if you do it correctly. But you've got to know the tools that's available to you. Yeah,
Well, I mean that's the thing is that there needs to be a process that they just don't
not
have,
just a deadline. Yeah,
which is kind of their entire con in a nutshell was just nobody letting other people know about stuff and not helping each other, and
or getting more people hired and just not just one person. That could have been at least 2 or 3
well,
other.
their entire
Yeah.
HR team is 2 people.
Wow,
Wow.
they need to get
Yeah.
more
For a
people.
kind of how many? Like 15,000?
You got 20,000 people now, and you
20,000.
should have a team of at least 50 people or more broken up.
Goodness.
Well, the 500 this year.
And maybe
Yeah,
different production
But
teams.
it's
that
still
report
like,
to action
how the
management.
convention even ran as it should with
Yeah,
that amount of understaffing.
honestly, after being on the back end, it's like I am amazed that this convention even functions at all.
Damn.
That's the
Yeah.
same thing I'm getting with Megaplex because the venue we're at had a lot of walking. It's becoming like that. Anime X was that way. I remember working in downtown LA, and then when they announced they had over 90,000 people, I remember fursuiting with a bunch of other furs that we literally just walked across a couple of blocks. Oh, there's another event going on at this hotel, and stuff like that. It got really big. So, but they have a crew of like 100 people after their experience of them registration lines spilling about a mile outside of their complex or right in front of my office. Someone walks up to me. There's a bunch of people that's in funky costumes that are outside of our offices. They look like you.
Fun. But all up though, just to wrap this whole thing up, though, in a nutshell, Bear, with how was the whole experience at MFF 2025? For from your standpoint.
I had scheduling problems because I was involved in many things, and that caused me some severe irritation and issues. But other than that, I mean, the convention went smooth enough. It was fun enough. I mean, would I go to MFF again? Nah, I'm gonna go to smaller cons. I think
Right,
this is
because
probably my last time going to MFF for a few years.
Yeah, like there comes a point where where the level of growth, even for a furry space, can't be sustained. Maybe because they're not up to the task of it or something. like you said, understaffing, lack of communication, lack of scheduling, and all of that. Yeah, that'd probably leave a sour taste in your mouth.
And it's not really the first time that this has happened at MFF. It's the first time that I've been in this particular like shoe, so to speak, and it's
Right.
happened. So I'm like, man, there needs to be some work on the back end because people just aren't doing.
Yeah, fair.
Well,
doing things.
what I'd have to ask is whether or not they would have the financial capabilities of hiring people to manage even volunteers to do this sort of stuff. And then the other question is whether or not they have enough money coming into the con to be able to afford to hire a team to at least take care of everything, or
Right.
hire small teams to do everything.
Well, I mean, pretty much everyone's
I
on a
think they would.
volunteer basis, but
I think they would at that size because you may have to
Yeah.
look at their nonprofit. They should have an EIN number that's public, and you can pull the, I think it's 1040 forms, if I remember. Because I pulled them all from Megaplex, and you can see how much growth in a million, M with an M, yeah, literally, and their expenses, and you can figure out where their budget's at fairly easily within 5 minutes. I asked actually Brock.
I'm not going
Talk
to
about
put
that.
any numbers out here because I don't know how much of that is confidential and such.
It's
but
not confidential.
I do know the numbers.
501c3s are actually public, according to what I found. You can find them all over the internet, actually. But there's specific sources. That's the most truthful government source you need to rely on.
Yeah,
So they're published
I
for their holdings.
I like numbers, so I have lots of numbers, and I don't know.
Yeah,
how
I
many
know.
of them
There's
are
I've been
supposed to
checking
be
them out and looking at these
confidential.
cons. That's why I can see why some of them are growing the way they are. But I'm fairly certain, hopefully, like you said, they probably get more professional staff. The team of what you mentioned earlier at the conversation, was it the ambulance and a bunch of additional security? Those are probably private hires through contracts. But again, those are just part of their expenses. They definitely are growing enough they can afford a lot of that stuff.
Let's.
All right. So
Oh, sorry.
in that sense, though, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, how well they're going to handle it in the years to come. I'll say that.
Yeah,
much.
there has to be a change, at least to some degree. I mean, I still have the post meetings that they want people to attend, but there has to be a change. Otherwise, things are just not going to continue
Right,
well.
like MFF is going to go into like a bit of a mess, and people will be dissatisfied and all. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Because it's honestly a miracle that it continues functioning like every year.
They'll probably have to stock up for duct tape for the next year.
Yeah,
Oh, more.
I think that's a budget item.
They'll have to basically invest in cleaners, and among other things. And yeah. Anyway, a whole lot of issues aside. Now we've got enough time for the other item that we have here. Don't worry about the rest of it. So, AI, you know it, you love it, and now Disney is getting in on it now.
I saw they just bought one of the biggest AI chain, actually.
Not they're investing.
No, they didn't buy. They've invested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
OpenAI is actually one that I'm involved with multiple development projects. I'm actually watching in the back end.
Right,
They
so
have like
they're
50
investing
new ones a month.
$1 billion in OpenAI and Disney's allowing their licensed characters for use, in the Sora video tool. So that means you can now use AI to generate, Mickey Mouse and all your other favorite Disney characters in a short video clip.
Wasn't it funny
How
that
was
Disney
even-
tried to sue these companies earlier because they were stealing their IPs, and now all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, you know what? Now we're on board. We're not going to." They dropped their lawsuit about
Correct.
stealing their
Avira.
IPs about the AI thing.
Didn't you
Yeah.
hear the saying? If you can't beat them, give them $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
They did it to
you
beg
don't
with them.
join
That's
them.
what they're doing. They're like, all right, they know it's inevitable that AI is everyone's going to be using Mickey Mouse anyway, or whatever, allegory. But like, sure, of course, Disney's going to invest $1 billion. They have $1 billion, sure, that's like pocket change to them. So Disney will invest in the new up and coming technology. And instead of trying to sue and be against it, like, oh, you're stealing our IPs. Nah, that's not what's happening here. They're just going to be part of the cog in the machine of AI eventually killing us all. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, thanks, Disney. Now more
gonna
AI,
be-
great.
Disney needs more money coming in from other places, so they're probably assuming that in the
$200
future
a day there.
they're going to get money out of this, or at least be able to use this in a way to help generate new content for not just what people want, but like movies and TV shows that they produce, shorts. They just run it through ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What says that some people aren't already doing that?
Exactly.
Zootopia Unhinged.
Could be. I mean, the biggest question I should ask is, does the AI really imagine stuff? And I think it's starting to show signs of it. And I think that's
I think so.
That's why a Disney is trying to get into the market with their $1 billion buy-in, invest in, or whatever you want to call it, because they know they don't want to be the last one getting in there.
Dude, you're totally right. They see the opportunity here, and they're
whether they use it or not, it's up to them. Remember what happened to Disney Plus streaming? It worked, but it didn't take off as much as Netflix did. So,
and then now, of course,
this is
Disney,
different.
Disney Plus is basically allowing users to generate AI content of Disney characters and then slap them in there, so that people can view those AI powered shorts.
And again, unhinged. But yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way to make profit of what the current generation is, because I was surprised at how much. I mean, when I grew up, Disney was such a clean place. I went to the Epcot about a month ago, actually. A friend of mine took me through Epcot and the world of taste and all that stuff. And they're kind of different. They changed a lot in like 5 years too, as well. So
yeah. But like really though, like if you think about it, like what does this whole thing, this whole investment really mean for Disney? Like they're investing all this for a 3-year agreement with OpenAI to let people use the Disney characters to generate AI powered shorts.
They're gonna make a movie with it.
Exactly, powered by AI.
I seriously have to wonder if someone's.
Well, it will piss off some of the people, because the groups are saying they don't like AI, they don't support AI, and all of a sudden they're Disney fans, and Disney made a movie in AI. Whether it'll hit or not, this is what I'm going to predict, is that they will make a movie. It'll be an interesting format. It'll be an interesting concept. And it'll even probably have a heading saying this entire movie was made by AI or something like that.
Yeah. That's how they're going to market this. It's going to be kind of like how Avatar in 2009 came out with like the new kind of tracking technology they were able to get. It really was an incredible new thing. And, Cameron really went nuts with all this brand new tech. And so if Disney does this with AI, they're like, hey, this is completely AI generated, like a computer built this, and they're going to market it in like a positive way where people will be interested, intrigued, and I think it's probably going to make over $1 billion, depending on what they do, if they can really tap into the nostalgia.
I think it's going to be, you're right. It's
some of the Disney magic.
They're going to market it. They're definitely going to be marketing.
Yeah, they got it. They will. Yeah. They're like the way of the future. Maybe it'll be like hopefully not a Wall-E situation, but I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll remake one of their old classic movies, but completely AI.
They had a couple of old robotics movie actually back in the late 80s when robotics was claiming to take over people, robotics and computers. I found some old poster I got to take and post from a bunch of maker spaces that collected them that were like 1980s poster from Disney that it's kind of like a Robbie the Robot type of deal at the same time, where robots were things and they're going to replace all the low level crap you don't want to do.
Okay.
And now we got AI for that.
Researching web pages and coming back with an answer.
Yeah, and now we've got AI to to take part of everything else, like in terms of in the creative process of making movies, writing, dialogue, all that stuff, and of course, in every single department, from writing dialogue to even costume design and stuff in the future, like you can expect that.
Yeah, it can literally do anything you want. Like, hey, design me a costume from the Middle Ages that's a little ragged, but looks like it was a prince, like it has some gems hanging off it or something. AI will just make that, and you don't have to really hire costume designers anymore. AI is really, if you think
I don't know.
little,
I think
just
they're
a
just
little
different
bit deeper,
styles.
into it.
Honestly,
I
I
don't
really
know,
think
man.
they're just
It's
different
gonna take
styles
jobs.
classified genre. They should have an AI separate genre as well as a classic genre for people who want to do that, or a combination of the two. I just think it's the way the technology of evolving. I mean, I would love to see, as we now have 3D printers that can make stuff pop out of nowhere, essentially. I'm sure we have things that are more towards that now in the AI universe, that we will be able to hopefully get to the next level and maybe make it to other planets and things like that. So yes, AI is going to be the next biggest thing now. And it took them 30 years to get here.
Yeah, but the rate of advancement is insane. You were talking about animation earlier. My goodness, I think I showed you, Drake, and we did
Yeah.
talk about this a while ago, like the last time on the podcast. Of like, I made a traditional art drawing and asked AI to make it do something, and like
Yeah.
it did, and it was
It
better than anything
literally
I could
brought
even
it to
imagine.
life
It was for
in what,
free,
30
and it's dead ass.
It did it in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could barely
Yeah.
even imagine that. I just dropped a picture in there just to try it out. I know it pissed a bunch of people off, but I've just announced I'm just trying out this tech. I'm not replacing anyone yet, but you know, it's one of those things where I'm kind of curious to see how it works. And I'm blown away like you are, how fast it came in literally 2 years, 2 freaking years.
I can't believe it. It's really mind blowing just how good it looks. Like I cannot tell. Even like still images, sometimes it messes up. Of course, it's not perfect, but yeah, there are
But
times
so
I
is an
cannot
artist.
tell
An artist
that it was
messes
made
up
by
too.
a computer.
I've had an
I
artist
can't, like,
make
it
a
just looks
mistake.
phenomenal.
I've had artists make simple mistakes like chin spikes or just color off. Some will do pretty good at it. Even when they do a concept to reality to make something in the physical world from a concept, they'll have their own interpretation of it. But, you know, there's mistakes, and I have to learn that, yeah, you know, everyone has their own way of doing things. And I would be surprised that AI itself could be trained, but it can also change over time. Its style can also change. So it's a weird process to even think that a piece of tech can actually imagine something of that nature and that complexity in a short period of time, assuming that the computer, we have so much horsepower behind the scenes in this date and time.
Yeah, I genuinely think it's learning. Like it is learning like a human does. It really is. I don't want to delve too deep into this because we're already kind of over time, but man, it's getting spooky how powerful it is and what it can already do in just such a short amount of time. It's freaking bonkers.
So that's pretty much the latest news for this week.
You're damn right. That's pretty much it. Like, just, but that's okay. The things are basically winding down, and and I'd say if nothing else, yeah, it's been a little slightly fluid week, but hey. So, who'd just like to wrap this up quickly, like just one by one with a closing statement?
Payable. Oh, okay. I can go first. Sure. Well, Disney joining the whole AI train is, I mean, I guess not surprising, but kind of surprising considering how they were so against it to begin with. That's just like, okay, I kind of get it. They must have had so many kinds of infightings in the boardroom, and it was just must have been like, all right, we can't compete. Let's just do this.
Yeah, because it actually, remember, it all stemmed from the use of their licensed properties is why they were so against it at first.
Exactly, and then I think they came to realize that they really can't protect all of their IPs because of so many different programs out there and all that stuff, and you just can't. People are just going to make AI copies of it anyway. Aside from that, well, Beowulf, I'm glad that you had a good time at MFF. It looked like a really fun con. Hopefully, you made some friends and all that stuff. That's really nice. But yeah, getting attacked and stuff, this happened to him many times before, as you mentioned. I think he told me he's been attacked multiple times at MFF. This is only the one time that was recorded, but he did get attacked before that too.
Like I said, there is another one on X somewhere.
Yeah, I heard. So what the heck? You got to be careful when you go to these things. otherwise, I don't really have anything too much else to say except thanks for having me on again, and yeah, that's it.
Naturally. All right. Since you basically had to point a finger at Beowulf, Avira, I guess Beowulf.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll go. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
to trick and just kind of see how things go. I mean, I'm hoping all the best for all conventions all over, because I mean, if furry is definitely growing, thanks to
Oh,
Zootopia. But
yeah, thanks to Zootopia, thanks to all the movies that came out this friggin' year, The Bad Guys too.
Yep.
Oh,
So
That was
I mean,
an interesting movie, The Bad Guys.
Disney
watched.
going and giving basically open season on their IPs is very interesting to me. I 100% imagine that it's going to lead to movies. Like they're going to be like, "Hey, this is a really cool idea," and they're just going to take that
Mhm.
idea that someone typed into Zora or whatever and make it into a movie. And then Donald Trump, best gamer Trump.
oh yeah, it's make America game again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's another good one.
All right. So, I guess you're here, Drake. Make a quick closing statement for
Yeah,
our
yeah, lots of things are changing. I just like AI, I was kind of not terribly impressed because I've seen it nearly 30 years ago and sometime in high school, infant level, training models and chat. But today I'm kind of blown away by that tech. As far as FurCons, they've gone in a different direction, really big, kind of like Comic-Con. So I might start backing off on a few of them and maybe small events here or there throughout the years and things like that. So you might run into me there. And that's
Right.
pretty much my week in return.
Yeah,
Love
'cause,
AI now.
Like I agree. It's with furry, it's like basically it's now facing the problem of rapid growth,
Hmm.
and when you have rapid
Oh.
growth, that has a direct correlation with the enjoyment of the furry experience.
Because it was usually just small groups of people showing off their geekiness, whether they like a character or they like a specific artist or even a specific technology. Furry Tales I loves talking about Schroeder relays. And those are it's like nerdism. You're better when you're groupy together with things that you can relate. And all of a sudden you go into a big con like MFF, it's like, okay, this is like Comic-Con. Everyone's now got to sell their wares, and you're either going to spend a day looking at commercial stuff, or you wait till maybe a commercial entity buys you out because you're big enough to buy that. Like Disney. Disney's commercial. As you just explained, OpenAI was a very small community too. I'm part of that community, and I've been watching their neat projects that they do. So, and that's my closing to a lot of that stuff, is that hopefully next year some people will sit back and like the smaller groups, that pockets that show up here and there.
That's it. And Noble.
I kind of wish we could cover more, but unfortunately, when it comes to FurCons, there's usually a few interesting things to cover.
I mean, there always is something, of course. Again,
I
didn't actually. Yeah.
Sorry, I just missed the pre-pizza incident.
No, I just find it funny how everybody just made a stink about the whole thing, and then somebody managed to do an opportunistic thing. Oh, okay, there we go. There's that obligatory shit happened at a FurCon.
Literally, I seriously have to wonder if someone's going to, or if they're going to get a group of people turn around and try to figure out who did the picture.
No. Now I just want to see if they have a furry outdoor event that actually has actual proper horses in part of the event procedures, and then of course for their fursuits and the horse's propensity to poop, they have to dodge horse poop on the ground.
It's just wrong.
Well, they'd have to do it outdoors, but granted, that's the sort of stuff that they do at fairs and stuff when they have horses.
I mean, the con, Galactic Camp, that's definitely fursuiting in hard mode, crawling through the places.
Really, if Iron Fest was basically up and running again down here in my neck of the woods with all the artsy fartsy stuff, fursuits, and live horses walking around, and the parade where the horses are in it, and then and horses pooping on the festival grounds. Oh yeah, now you're in for a hell of a time.
Yep. Handlers required.
Anyway, but
Or
I
at
guess
least
that's
other
all we
vigilant
have.
staff.
Yeah, that's all. I guess that's all we've got for the week though. Being con staff is fun, isn't it though?
That's one word for it. It's entertaining when but the amount of stuff that people lose is shocking.
Right.
You can
Yep.
say
And
that twice at every event that I've been to.
We filled totes of stuff every night.
Oh my god. Bro. Yep. That's how it is sometimes. Holy crap.
Would recommend. Maybe not this con though.
of course, like for a smaller con, 100%, yeah, by all means, support the thing. Be volunteer, be on staff. But for a big con, so like, oh hell no. Anyway, apart from that though, that's all we've got for the week. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that as much as we did making it though. So, as always, you can find our episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more. And that's all we got for the week. And the year is coming to a close soon. So, farewell. You'll be hearing from us until next time.
Enjoy the eggnog.